Hi, in today's video, we're going to talk about some of the eastern suburbs east of Toronto. One of my favorites we're going to start with, and it's in no particular order, but in the region of Durham, I'm going to start with Whitby. Whitby's an awesome community. I always love showing properties to clients in that area. It's actually the town I bought my very first house in, but it's an area that offers such a great lifestyle in such a wide range of lifestyles. So, I think of communities down by the waterfront. We've got the Port of Whitby community there, and you've got homes that are priced under $1 million, and you're right by the waterfront. You've got walking trails. You've got a marina where you can paddleboard or sailboat or kayak, canoe. If you go a little bit to the east, you've got lots of wildlife in the marshes there if you like to explore that sort of thing. You've got Iroquois Park, arena, you've got the soccer fields, baseball diamonds, skate parks, splash pads. It really offers a lot of amenities for any family at a really affordable price. Also, what's nice about it is if you're not looking to buy a home for your family, let's say you're looking for a condo to either get into the market or potentially be right sizing because your kids have grown up and moved out and you're closer or at retirement, there's some amazing condominiums down by the water. You look at Gordon Street, you look at Watson, you look right at Bailey across from the GO train station. In fact, I have clients that, when we sat down and had our consultation, they gave me their list of must-haves, and they really wanted to stay in Toronto because they liked the idea of commuting closer to the airport so they could just get up and go when they wanted to travel for a few months throughout the winter. And when we talked their price point and all their criteria, I said you got to put Whitby on your list. And they sort of they didn't really prioritize it, but as we got going through the process and they saw what they were getting for their money in places like Scarborough and central part of Toronto, we circled back and looked at a property in Whitby, and ultimately they bought a condo in Whitby. And they love to remind me when we sit down and talk that the wife really took notes on our initial conversation. And she basically said, like, she circled Gordon Street as a point of interest because that was something I recommended. I knew based on their criteria and their lifestyle, they love to be outdoors, they love to walk, they love to bike ride, and they can't beat it. So for the dollar value that they had to pay for the product, they paid like $450,000 for a condo. They couldn't be happier, and they timed their walk. They take the GO train when they're going to travel. It's a 7-minute walk. They take the Up Express once they get to downtown directly into Pearson. They're not taking taxis or Ubers or anything. They absolutely love it, and they're going to be lifers in Whitby for the rest of their days. So it's really good to hear those kinds of stories and get that kind of feedback after you recommend something to somebody, is how happy they are with living in that community. And that's just one example of a number of people and families I've helped. So when I think to a little bit further north, I think of communities like Queens Common, I think of Otter Creek, I think of Williamsburg, I think of Westland Creek, I think of Bluegrass Meadows, Fallingbrook. There's so many communities, and again, you can't. It's hard to find a bad community. There's so many of them are really great with really good school districts. But if I'm missing a community and I didn't mention one, please mention it in the comments and share some feedback or why you think it's good or bad. I'd love to get that feedback from you. So yeah, if you could do that, that would be awesome. Other things of Whitby that I like the downtown area. You're surrounded by some more mature properties. So you've got the bigger lots with nice big mature trees. You've got a nice downtown that's very boutique, quaint like. It's almost like a village. You can walk to all the boutique shops. There's nice restaurants. There's microbreweries. There's all kinds of events that are always happening in Whitby. Whitby's a community that really has a real sense of community. And it shows in the pride of ownership, the way the properties are well kept. I think of their sports teams and the reputations that they have. People just have a lot of pride in being in Whitby, and oftentimes they buy into the community and they never want to leave. So even if people need to move up to a larger home because their family's growing and they need more space, when I go for the consultation and we discuss what they would like to do and what their budget is, usually part of the criteria, the non-starter is outside of Whitby. They move there and they want to stay there for good. And I'm starting to see even a generational turnover where someone was born and raised in Whitby, well, they're going to stay in Whitby and raise their family there. So it does have that kind of sense of community, which I think is important. So if you're really looking to buy into a community that's affordable and offers an exceptional lifestyle, Whitby's definitely got to be on your list. The second town I want to talk to you about as a suburb outside Toronto, it's to the north and east and also part of the Durham region, is Uxbridge. It's a town of about 22,000 people. It's about 60 kilometers north of Toronto. It's very boutique-like, very small, quaint, but it's also sprawling in the sense that there's rural communities surrounding it, which make up part of Uxbridge. So you really have a variety of types of homes you want. So, if you want to be in town and you prefer an older character type home on a mature lot with big trees, you want to buy a Victorian style house, or maybe something from the 1960s or 70s that's more like a bungalow, a side split or a back split. Right in town in Uxbridge will offer you those types of properties. You can still find some of those under $1 million, but that's becoming fewer and far between. On some of the outskirts parts of Uxbridge, they're not building a lot of new homes in Uxbridge because it is surrounded by the Oak Ridges Moraine, so development is very limited at this time. But if you're looking for something with acreage, so let's say 1 to 3 acres, or even upwards of 10, you can find those properties in the ranges of about 1.1 million up to 3 million. So if you're in that price point, in that category, you can find beautiful luxury homes that offer exceptional living style or lifestyle, I should say. And really a big part of the outdoor lifestyle in Uxbridge is Durham Forest. So if you're someone that loves to go out in the walking trails or love to ride a mountain bike and just get out and explore, Uxbridge is for you. It's there's a great preserve there that's connected to the town. The trails are maintained all year round, and you can be walking in a nice country setting and go right into the middle of town, grab yourself a coffee or maybe a bite to eat at one of the local restaurants, and then head back on out and go get lost in the wilderness for a bit. It's just a great lifestyle. There's Elgin Park. You've got Wooden Sticks Golf Club. You're really surrounded by a lot of golf courses. There's a gated community known as Windance. It has a private golf club that's part of the Club Link program. So really, Uxbridge does offer a lot of pride in the community, exceptional sports programs, great sports fields if your kids are playing soccer in the summer times, or there's the ice arena has been expanded to 2 pads. So if your kids play hockey, there's that opportunity in town. But again, it's a smaller population, not a lot of new development, so the prices have definitely stayed high. In fact, Uxbridge is in the top 5 of price growth in all of Canada. So it's in high demand with not a lot of new potential for building. So the property values have really skyrocketed. And if you are looking at public transit as being a priority, Uxbridge is probably not going to be for you. Although you could drive, 15 to 20 minutes to the west, and you could get to just around Stouffville area. There is GO train there. However, it's not as convenient because you'd still have to drive there. So it's not going to be just a matter of a few steps walking or even taking a bus to the GO train. So I would say if public transit's a priority for you, Uxbridge is probably not the town for you. But if you're looking to really settle into a beautiful community, lay down roots, raise a family, or even downsize and retire, there's not a lot of condo options in Uxbridge either. There are some. There's some townhomes and some mid-rise boutique buildings. But again, very, very limited supply in terms of condo living. But again, if you're looking for a great lifestyle and you have the wherewithal to afford it, definitely put Uxbridge on your list. I now want to talk about the third suburb that I think is a really great community, and that's Pickering. Pickering is the closest suburb to the east of Toronto, and it offers an exceptional lifestyle with many different types of homes at all kinds of different price points. You can still find properties under $1 million in a variety of neighborhoods, both whether it be semi-detached townhomes and even fully detached homes that are totally freehold. You can still find for under $1 million. A big attraction to Pickering is the diversity of it, very multicultural. Also, another big component is accessibility in terms of commuting. You've got a GO train station there. In fact, I've had a client just buy a townhome there within the last couple months. And his whole reason for buying in the central part of Pickering was he didn't want to have to use a car, buy a car, or whatnot. So he can walk to the GO train. There's a massive bridge that goes over the 401 now. So it makes access to the GO train that much easier. Plus, he's got the Pickering Town Center. He's got a lot of plazas and shopping. So really anywhere between Dixie and about Valley Farm Road, south of Finch. And then if you're on the south side of the 401, then you've already been able to easily walk to the GO train station if you're in that community just off Liverpool, between, Sandy Beach Road and Liverpool, south of Bailey. Those are all very walkable communities in terms of getting around the city of Pickering. So those are major attractions for why people buy in Pickering. If you do love the outdoor lifestyle, again, Pickering offers, Petticoat Creek is an amazing conservation area down at the bottom of White's Road. If you start to go a little bit to the east along Bailey, you've got Frenchman's Bay right on the water. So if you're into paddling and in those types of outdoor activities, that's a nice option for you. As you go further north, you've got the Seton Hiking Trail, which really connects, Pickering up to some of the smaller hamlets north of Pickering, places like Claremont and Greenwood. You've got Rougemont, you've got Rouge River if you're into paddling again, bordering right on Scarborough. You can paddle basically north of Highway 2 from Lake Ontario. So there's lots of great activities and things to get out and do. You've got lots of different types of homes, as I mentioned. I'm seeing like new, more modern architecture, stacked condo townhouses up the Brock Road corridor that go, almost to about Taunton Road, but south of the 407. So, and there is expansion going through that north part of Pickering. So lots of new development happening there. I would expect to see there to be a lot of growth in Pickering over the next probably 3 to 5 years. And again, still affordable. So if living close to Toronto is high on your priority list and public transit's is mandatory, definitely keep Pickering on your list. Oshawa is a great suburb I'd love to talk about. I have a lot of clients and families that I've helped move to Oshawa and currently live in Oshawa. It's got a great sense of pride with it as well. Some of the things that are really great about Oshawa is that it's got excellent public transportation, easy access to the GO train. It's an affordable city, in communities like Lakeview or Donovan or Eastdale or McLaughlin, you can still find really good quality detached homes that are sizable for under $1 million. So that's obviously attractive to a lot of people. And with the downtown being revitalized, a lot of the older homes have, been gutted or rebuilt, or new infilling is happening. So you're starting to see that community gentrify, and it's obviously surrounded with a downtown infrastructure. So you've got, all your financial institutions, you've got lots of shopping, great restaurants. Again, it's a real hub in Durham region. So Oshawa has a lot of great things to offer. One of the negative things about Oshawa that I will say compared to some of the other towns in Durham region is it's got a high property tax base. So you will find that your property taxes cost a little bit more than some of the other towns surrounding Durham region. However, Oshawa has a ton of great amenities, and that's a little reason why the property taxes are a little bit higher, because they're going to offer some more amenities and services. Other things that Oshawa is becoming well known for: excellent medical facility. It's got a world-class cancer treatment facility. The University of Ontario of Institute and Technology and Durham College is an excellent school. So we're bringing more professionals, whether it be from the medical world or educators, as well as IT development. So a lot of things are happening and growing, and a lot of people are becoming attracted to Oshawa because you're going to get more bang for your buck. So if you're looking for a city type life, but you want some more space, a bigger home with a lot of amenities and a lot of great pride in the community, Oshawa should be on your list of contenders for sure. The next suburb I want to talk to you about is a real gem. and it's Bowmanville, which is located in the municipality of Clarington, and it's part of Durham Region. It's a little bit further east, about 15 minutes east of Oshawa, but it's got a lot of growth happening there and a lot of great things happening in the near future. As of now, the GO train is not operating there yet, but it's scheduled to do so, I would think, within the next year or two. But again, if you were to have to commute to catch the GO train into Oshawa, you're looking at about a 15-minute drive. Further to that, there's lots of expansion with industry. You know, Toyota has its parts distribution center now located in the heart of Bowmanville, so or at the east end of Bowmanville. So a lot of those employees are going to be migrating out to that region, as well as you have things like the Goodyear rubber plant, the Bowmanville foundry. There's just a lot of really great things happening and a lot of growth happening in the Bowmanville area itself. The town is really a historic, charming little town. A lot of great shops. The civic buildings are down there. And some of the homes that surround the downtown are going to be Victorian style on really big lots. Really quaint little streets, very quiet, very private. So if that's the lifestyle that you're looking to live in that type of property, Bowmanville has some amazing options for you, and they're all really affordable. Most of them are under $1 million. If you start looking a little bit to the west side of Bowmanville, that's where I think you'll find the most affordable properties at this time in the Aspen Ridge community. You've got completely freehold homes. You're going to be looking at somewhere between the 600,000 and 700,000 range. But again, they're going to offer you good sized family homes. If your budget is under that, there's great boutique style condos, sort of mid-rise buildings, and you're looking at under $500,000. So if under $500,000 is your budget, you definitely want to target Bowmanville as a potential candidate, because it's also going to offer you a great lifestyle, very close to the 401, so easy access if you have to drive anywhere outside of the area. If we start to look in some of the newer development at the south end in Port Darlington, a lot of newer modern style architecture. The properties there are a little bit more expensive, closer to the $1 million mark, but there's a mix. Some are just under the $1 million mark and some are just over. So your budget's going to have to be in that sort of 800,000 to $1.2 million range on average to find something suitable there. If you go a little bit further north, up Liberty, you've got established pockets of homes, mature neighborhoods with big lots, mature trees, very private, very quiet streets still. You're close to the hospital, and more of the bungalow style homes. There will be some 2-story, some side splits, some back splits. A lot of homes that were built through the 60s and 70s in those established communities. As you go further north and you get north of Concession Street, north of the railway, both to the east and west side, actually, there's a lot of newer subdivision, I would say, homes that have all been built within the last 20 or 25 years. Prominent builders there are both Hamlin and Jeffrey Homes. They build excellent quality homes. I know I have clients that live in both styles. They're very happy with the products they have. The quality of construction is exceptional. Homes with 9-foot ceilings, walkout basements, decks, good sized yards. Some do have a common elements aspect to them in terms of the townhome. So they're what's known as a parcel of tied land, but your garbage and snow removal are private. So it's done through a condo corporation. So there is a small maintenance fee attached to that. As you go, further north, there's a few little hamlets surrounding Bowmanville. So if you're looking for something a little bit more rural, those options definitely are there for you. You could go to a place like Orono, that's maybe 10 minutes north, and you can find properties on much bigger lots, and again, very affordable, all well under $1 million. Some of the other things I really like about Bowmanville is just, again, the pride of ownership. The great community center at Garnet Rickard, it's over on the west side just by Highway 2 and Bowmanville Avenue. Bowmanville Valley Conservation Area. These are just some of the great amenities in the town, and they're available to you and easily accessible from really anywhere in Bowmanville. If you're looking at retirement options, there's a number of them in Bowmanville. A really popular community is Wilmot Creek. It's retirement living. There's about 4 or 5 other ones in the town. So if you have any questions about retirement living, please make a comment below in the description, and I'll be happy to answer any specific questions you have, or I'll even link some of the homes into the description so that you can click on and sort of surf around and see what those retirement homes have to offer. I hope you found this content in the video valuable. I know I didn't talk to all of the towns in Durham region. There's such great ones like Ajax, Curtis, Newcastle, or Port Perry. But comment below and let me know your thoughts. Let me know the ones that you really like and even the ones you dislike. And I'll look forward to seeing you on the next video.